Hey guys, so today we are recording video number 2 about the ownership economy, or it got a lot of names: exit to the community, ownership economy, individual economy. Again, the idea is how to create tools that enable individuals to get more of what they are, of the value they are creating. And in this video, we are going to speak about a segment of this market, which are tools to empower individuals. Basically, tools that enable individuals to become the business. And businesses that are centered around individuals, mostly in crypto, but also non in crypto. So what we're going to speak about is obviously in crypto, and then a little bit about rolling funds, which is the implementation in the investment world. And then we'll speak about some traditional mechanisms of how to empower creators and individuals to be their own business. Again, that's not the only way. I mean, the most exciting way is that a company exit to the community and distribute value, distribute wealth, or distribute equity to the community, to their community, which is the other stakeholders. So let's speak about the rise of the individual, or individual as a business, or whatever you want to call it. So the first thing that I want to speak about is social tokens. And social tokens, you can understand basically similar to an asset that enable you an access to someone's attention. So there is a lot of creators right now in the internet, and they have community, and this community want their attention, whether it's open source developers around the leader of the repository, or whether it's a streamer, or whether it's other type of culture, like artists, like a singer, like piano or other tool player. And those people have a community, and they want access to their time, and they have only a limited amount of time. And this community is around a certain topic. So there is a whole ecosystem of social tokens, which is starting to emerge in crypto, and which I wanted to talk about. And this is basically the stack. And so the first thing in the stack is issuers, is platforms that enable creators and community managers or leaders to issue their own token. So you have this platform called Rally. This is a platform that enable specifically streamers to issue their own currency. And this one is a platform called Roll, which basically is not focusing on one thing, just focusing on very easy UX that people from the mainstream people can use, and not only crypto people. And now let's speak about markets. Markets are places where creators are selling something to their audience, mainly goods and not necessarily tokens, but this is another form of social tokens. So Zora and Foundation are the main ones, and they are basically like Supreme, only for digital goods. They are enabling people to sell a unique item that have something about the person or about his previous work. Can be a tweet, can be access to something, and basically everything is around access to the person and reputation inside of this community. And now there is also tools in the middle layer which enable you to create, to monetize these social tokens. And an example is Collabland. Collabland is a platform that enable you to basically create a price for your community and get people to pay for that community. So if you have a social tokens, now you can monetize it through a community and get a gated community that only your best friends can use. And now there is some platforms that are aggregators like Forefront, Audius, and SeedClub. SeedClub is like a social tokens accelerator. Forefront is somewhat like CoinGecko, like aggregate of information. And Audius focuses on music. So it's a player that enable musicians to monetize their work. And now let's see some examples for social tokens. So what social tokens is about? So there is basically two types of social tokens. One is around a content in a community. So you have Karma, which is a community of investors, which basically there is something there every day, and the price is $3.36. So you need 200 tokens. So basically it costs like $6,000 to get into $600 to get into the community, which is not cheap. And a cherry is another example, is somewhat like OnlyFans, where you're getting into the a group and you get quality content from girls. And whale is a mix, is basically something that is backed by a collection and also an NFT base centered, like the conversation is around NFT, but it's also a community. I am also involved in a project called Meme Force, and this is basically an army of memes that the people that gets it are the creators, are basically the people that create memes for projects, and they gets it in return. So yeah, so this is social tokens, and community tokens are basically the same thing. And there is another type of social tokens which is around the person. So you basically pay for the person's time, very much like Patreon. And yeah, so this is what happening in crypto. It's still figuring out what it's supposed to be, its way. And let's see what will happen in the future. But I think a lot of potential here is around developers. Basically, that's a way for people, to reply to other people that request features and monetize their time, prioritize the features. I think this is a very good use case for social tokens and many other use cases. But the main thing is that a lot of people want this person's time, this person's attention, and you can prioritize the attention of who is going to get what with these tokens, and the person have a lot of these tokens, so it turning to be his wealth. And now let's move to another niche of people that find a new way of creating a personal a real estate or a personal equity, which is rolling funds. Rolling funds are basically a way to create a fund very, very, very cheaply on top of AngelList platform. So anyone can create a fund. The fund gets money over time, and that's why it's calling rolling funds, because it's getting more money over time. And the fund creator doesn't need to pay anything for the creation, and it's already being testing useful with the founder of Gumroad and many other young talents that used to work at big firms and now do it by themselves. So I think that's another very interesting. So you see a lot of niches between type of people that being empowered, whether it's investors, whether it's musicians, whether it's developers, and the business is around the person. And in the mainstream, another example is, just creators, streamers, and stuff like that, which basically can monetize their work through few ways: a monthly subscription through Patreon, and OnlyFans, only for girls, donations, selling merchandise very easily. And these businesses became so big that one of them is doing an IPO. So this model, or Instagram influencer, made so much money or so much revenues from these personalized businesses that she's now doing an IPO, which is super cool. A company that is around one person. So each person is something, and not only, and he's getting 100% or close to it of the value that he's creating. So I think that's a very, 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 very cool trend. I am looking to find and help such businesses, especially in crypto, and especially around developers, but not only. And yeah, so just to give you a hint around the next video. The next video going to be about the distribution mechanisms, how to distribute tokens, or how to distribute value to your community, and how to get your other stakeholders with skin in the game. Yeah, so until next time, thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye.